Good morning, guys. Jocelyn, workout aficionado, physical therapist, and person who is so tired of working out by herself. As in times past, I'm going to do this workout and teach along the way. So one, that I actually do it, and two, you guys get something out of it. I've been struggling. Yesterday, I just couldn't even get through a workout. My food intake has been really bad, or not, I shouldn't say bad. It could have been a lot better this week. So I'm attributing that to what working out has been feeling like. So before I got here, I built to a heavy deadlift, which now for me, with the weights I have, I can get up to like 215. I've been doing like reps of 3 and 5, and 195 was too heavy. So today, I figured I needed more rest. So today's workout is going to be 21 deadlifts, 21 handstand push-ups, 15, 15, 9, 9. And I'm going to walk you through how I would approach each of these movements, mainly from a pelvic abdominal perspective. Now, this is assuming that you don't have dysfunction, but I'm just going to talk about technique and general technique and give you some tips on some scales as I take rests, as well as some other things. So on my barbell, the workout Cindy is 155 for women. Since I'm going to be taking more rest, I put a little bit extra, so it's 170. And typically, 155, in this workout, I do the 21, I think I either did it unbroken or I did it 15 reps and then 6. Handstand push-ups, I've broken that in the past, down in 2 sets for the first 21. And then 8 and 7 for the second, and then maybe went unbroken, but maybe not for 9. It's supposed to be fast, not supposed. I think I don't know what my Diane is, but it's faster than today. I'm a lot stronger at handstand push-ups than I was in the past, so I want to try to do the first set in 2 sets, like I said. Second set, 2 sets. Third set, 1. Things to think about if you're going to do this workout is pacing. Like, I'm experienced in these movements, so pushing the weight to 170 is okay. My pace is going to be such that I can breathe, because it crosses at a 1.5 minute, 3-minute threshold, and I don't want to burn out too fast. Like, I want to keep my rounds pretty steady. So if you do this workout, you should be adjusting your weight accordingly. Scales for the handstand push-up. If you're afraid of the inverted position, you should practice that. But scales could be anything like a pike push-up, like this. Could be when your legs are up on a box. It could be pressing something overhead like this. Could be, since I'm going to be doing kipping's more of a hip drive. So you could do like a push jerk or a push press. Lots of options. But if I was just coaching you, I would just be telling you, go by what you can breathe. And if you're postpartum, avoid choosing a weight or an intensity that you're holding your breath the whole time. So postpartum, I'm talking like earlier, just within that first year and a half. I mean, what's the point of holding your breath for this? I'm just in my garage, unless you're in the CrossFit Games or in a big competition. All right, so I am gonna get started. I'll probably have to change my camera angle a little bit. And this will be the best Diane ever, because I actually can breathe. Pretty cool, pretty good. All right, I wanna try to get it under 10 minutes, but I know I'm gonna take extra rest to teach. Before I start with the deadlift, biggest thing for me is my setup. Like if my grip is off, like if my calluses get pinched or whatever, it throws me off. So getting underneath the bar, I like to get my knuckles underneath the bar and kind of be in a wrist flex position. And then as I fatigue out, I'll use my fingers sometimes. I just want to avoid shrugging my shoulders too much. I want to keep down. I tend to be up too much, and I tend to, I don't know, whatever, but mainly the grip in this, but keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna do this now. I like the underhand, overhand grip, but in order to maintain that, I gotta keep my shoulder blades back and my elbows extended. Because if I let go and let my elbows be lax, I'm gonna rotate. Like I tend to lose it in my shoulders when my right hand is pronated, or my right hand is here versus here. So if that's you, if you have really lax elbows, keep that in mind. All right, 21 reps. So for me, my biggest thing is my fingers and my grip. I should probably use gloves, but with the deadlift there, when my grip is in that way, the tendency is to want to bend my elbow. And that's where my elbow will become destabilized, shoulders. So keep that in mind when you're gripping the bar. Like you've got to be here. You can't let this happen. You can't let your shoulders rotate. And then, as you're standing through the deadlift, pulling your hips through versus being up here and just like that. There's something about digging the heels down that, as I changed my deadlift technique to like digging the heels versus just thinking this, the hip hinge, I was able to increase my weight substantially. So, very subtle, but huge difference. And the way I like to think about it is, well, was I doing it wrong? No, it's just your deadlift shouldn't be the same from when you started. It should evolve, just like anything else. So I did 15, I have 6 more. One of the things I see people lose in the deadlift is their shoulder position. So keeping here the whole time, huge. And then I'll talk about the next round. 21 handstand push-ups. I don't think I got myself on the camera, but biggest thing for the handstand push-ups is watch when I come down. I'm basically in this position here, and then when I come up, when I remember to bring my feet together, I'm in this position. So when you work with me, you know I'm all about patterns and how one pattern relates to another pattern. So with this relates to that pattern. It relates to this thruster. It relates to a lot of the patterns in CrossFit or in function. Again, setup position is huge. Where my wrists are, I don't want to be such that like my wrists are in some weird, funky angle. Closer my hands are, the longer distance I have to go. The wider my hands are, the more my deltoid or the more stable I have to be through my shoulders. The biggest round is done, 21. I got 15 of each next. For this round, I'm gonna change my grip, different than what I did with first round. So I'm working both sides, so I know this is a harder grip for me than the other one. So I have to work hard here in my shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And of course my callus gets pinched. Now I do shave my calluses like multiple times a week, but it doesn't seem to help me. So with the deadlift, on the breathing, my pattern is breathe in on the way down, breathe out as I stand back up. I'm not thinking pelvic floor. I'm not thinking deep core. I'm thinking neutral spine, pulling through the hips. But I didn't have my pelvic floor stretched 3 times their length. I'm teaching different people in various phases of their life, it's different. Everyone needs a little bit different. Everyone needs a little bit different coaching. Okay, 15 handstand push-ups. For the handstand push-ups, the biggest thing I see is this like really arched positioning, and like the ribs are here, the pelvis is here. Like, this is what we want for the most part, ribs, pelvis. And it's like this is cut in half and one side's forward. And while that's fine as an intentional strategy, if that's the only way you can do it, it's a problem. It's just a whole different exercise. It's pretty tough on different areas of the body, so it's good to have different strategies to cycle through in and out whenever you have a lot of reps. 9 reps. 9 deadlifts, thank goodness. I'm gonna do an overhand grip this time. Never mind. Underhand. So I'm getting pretty tired. Breathe of a struggle, but I'm gonna attempt now. I'm gonna do probably 6 and 3 reps for these handstand push-ups. I wanna try to limit the amount of time I'm resting on my head. Oh, it felt good. So I chose to just do it in one, because I tend to take too much rest in between. According to some standards, I don't think it's enough rest. But, I mean, if you really want to know my opinion, I think 2 days of training at greater than 90% of your max, 95% of your max is enough. Beyond that, it's like cortisol levels, you're just like an it can't recover as well. Now you can train your body to recover, but personally, I mean, the last few days, I've been working from like early morning to before I go to bed. So that takes away a lot of the energy that I have to work out. Like right now, I'm not gonna be making substantial gains from a physical perspective, because, so keep that in mind. when it comes to your workouts. Like if you're doing HIIT classes more than 2 days a week and you feel like crap, or you feel like your energy levels at work or with your family are not, or let's say if you can't sleep at night or you're grumpy, you might not be feeding yourself enough, or you're to match the demand that you're asking your body. So I learned this from my college mentor, Ginger Gottschall. She's brilliant, but she would do studies on this. And she's like, 2 days of HIIT classes is enough. But here's the thing, a lot of people don't push themselves to get to a 95% or above max effort. I showed you, like, it's so easy to take extra rest. Our bodies don't like that discomfort, but that's what it takes. So, perfect world, I do 2 HIIT classes a week, or HIIT workouts a week. Those HIIT workouts, so at least like 15-20 minutes out of that, like a 30-minute bout of time, I'd be above 95%, like all out. I do yoga 1 to 2 days a week with some sort of pose every day in the morning and at night, just as a meditation, as a way to transition my physiologic state from one state to the next. It's just an energy, something to, foster positive energy stores, I guess, is that how I would say it. Then I would strength train 3 days a week. I'd have one day where there's no gym. Doesn't mean, I wouldn't go on an intense hike that day, but it would be intentional rest. And to those of you that never heard this, those who recover the fastest wins, even though it's not a game. But in the world of CrossFit, those that recover faster can train, have better training sessions. You get more training in, they're ready to go. So keep that in mind. Recovery is just as important. So the time that you're taking to work out, you should be recovering, which includes food, meditation, mindset work, flexibility, mobility, those kinds of things. So if you're working out 2 hours, you better be putting 2 hours of recovery of your mind and body. And then, biggest thing for postpartum women, I can't help you if you're starving yourself, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. Like if you're too focused on weight loss, if you're too focused on losing the weight on the scale, and that's affecting like the quality and the quantity of food that you're putting, and you're not getting enough to support what your body needs in postpartum, that's a problem. Just like it is for female athletes that are in like these sports that image and being small is from society like valued. There's a thing called relative energy deficiency syndrome. Basically, you're not taking in enough energy to replenish what you're burning, and your body goes into starvation mode in some way. Your hormones are jacked, bones are affected, so if you have repetitive stress fractures, that's a sign, irregular periods, and moodiness, fatigue, even though it seems like you're getting sleep, poor sleep quality. Your body is not going to prioritize building muscle, keeping non-essential functions running in an optimal way. So that is the same thing. I don't think it's the same, but it's very, very, it's applicable to postpartum. So you need a lot more energy than you think you do to keep up with all of the things that your body's gone through. So hope you guys got something out of this, the deadlift and the handstand push-up, and then some of my commentary after. I'm starting a new group. My one group is getting a name change. It's going to be pelvic pelvic health education for female athletes and active women. And then the new group, it's going to be a paid group. It's called Pelvic Health Solutions for Female Athletes and Active Women. And so I educate you in the pelvic health education for female athletes and active women. And then I provide solutions, which include workouts all around pelvic health, education, solid things that will save you thousands of dollars in so many areas of your life in the paid group. So keep your eyes open for that, and I'll see you next time.